Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Big Match Talks. Yeah, it's what we've been known for. I hope you're going to be joining us on this journey and enjoying a history lesson into South African labor. Today, it is the 1st of May, popularly known as Labor Day. Most of us don't actually know how the day came about. We just, you know, became conscious to the fact that, we don't get to go to school. If you're old enough to work, you don't actually get to go to work. So I'm hoping that today's lesson will actually teach you and actually give you a bit of background as to what really happened for us to end up where we are today. So please do join me. Well, we know that the history of South Africa involves a lot of gold mining, and guys like Cecil John Rhodes are one of those guys who set up mines in the Johannesburg region. Guys like Bani Banato. Those are some of the guys who own some of the mines that used to exist back in the Crown in Johannesburg. There's an area called Crown Mines. So most of the labor activities, were migrant labor, people who came out of from faraway places like Limpopo, KZN. Some came out as far as Lesotho, some came as far as Malawi, some came actually as far as Zimbabwe, to come and work in the mines. So the history of South African labor involves that. It involves migrant labor. It involves people coming out of the country, which also qualifies as migrant labor, to come and actually work in South Africa, because at the time, mining was looming in South Africa. They had just discovered gold in a place called Johannesburg. So along with the discovery of gold in Johannesburg came a lot of problems. One of them notably being broken families, because men would have to leave their families back in their homelands to come to Johannesburg and work. And you would imagine most families had to go on, live their lives without a father, actually the leader of the family, not being present to go and so that he can come to Joburg and actually come and work for his family. So as much as we're talking about labor, we also acknowledge the fact that there were some problems that actually arose from this phenomenon. Well, as you know, when you are working as a large group of people, at some particular point, you're going to be organized, in form of labor, forming unions or organizations that will actually have to represent labor, employees when they come across problems against employers. So yeah, the history of South African labor in South Africa actually started in 1919 with the first trade union called the Industrial Commercial Union, and the African Federation of Trade Unions. So those are some of the earliest trade unions that actually were formed by mostly migrant labor, mostly black laborers who came to Johannesburg looking for work in the mines. Also, the South African Railway and Harbour Workers Union was also one of the earliest unions that was formed in South Africa, because, as you can imagine, around that time, actually, there was a railway being built across South Africa, throughout South Africa, according to Cecil John Rhodes. He wanted to move some of the minerals out of Africa into Europe. So he was building a huge railway through Africa. So most people actually worked on those railways. Hence, the union was formed, the South African Rail Workers and Harbour Union. So those people who worked on harbors, means where boats or ships that came to deliver or pick up stuff from Africa to Europe or any other continents. Most people who worked there, actually one of the people that actually organized themselves into a union as early as 1930.